Okay, there you go. Nephew Rick's 392. A whole bunch of roof rack parts here. We're just laying them all out in the driveway. Kind of get familiar with what we have, make sure we have everything. And we're going to start assembling this and get it mounted onto his roof. And then we got the edge crusher back here again today because Chris bought all new Bilstein Shock. So we're going to put all new shocks and a front steering stabilizer on his rig today. So a couple little projects going on, no big deal, but should be fun. So basically the pieces get put together. Then you get these covers that go on with these small screws right here. So you basically build the outer frame. Then we're going to be sliding in the sections, the center sections. So far so good. Okay, basically you take a center section like this. You drop the bolts through the end. Then you put these rectangle nuts on the bottom. We lubricated the track on each side, and then basically it slides down like a ladder. And then you just take measurements and set up the spacing how you want it. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. The directions are piss poor, but it's coming along. Okay. Just lift it up, and you can see you basically just have to take the nut and there it is. That's it. And you just slide it down, and we use a tape measure, and we get the spacing that we want, and we secure it. Not bad. It's going pretty good. All right, a look at the framework assembly. Side pieces, front and rear. And we're about 45 minutes, an hour into this thing. The next thing is going to be those brackets right there. I don't know what the hell brand this is. Directions, I give them a F. But we're making some headway. That'll be going on the Jeep pretty soon once we get the side brackets attached. Okay, the roof rack itself is pretty heavy. You can see the brackets right there. We're taking some of this and going to put it up there as a cushion. Then there's these outside clamps that go on, and basically clamps into the little rain drain, the little gutter on the side of the hardtop. And then it gives you 3 pieces of this. Once we know precisely where those brackets will go, then we'll slip these on as well. That's another little protector that it comes with. So we're just getting ready to kind of lay it up there and see how it's going, see how it looks. Okay, you can see the guides go on the little drip edge. You can see how that presses down. Now we have outside clamps that will go on with bolts that'll clamp this. So that's the next thing, but you can see she lines up nice with the top. Whoops, sorry. Perfect, no problem, no conflict whatsoever. You gonna get that water? Another option is to undo these brackets and slide this forward a little. That's another option, but basically it's spaced nice and even. The center support is in the center of the rack, and then we're up about 11.5 inches in the rear and 11.5 from the front. So the next thing would be to probably take off our Freedom Top and just make sure that there's no conflict, but I think we're very close. And then we have these brackets right here. These brackets go on with that bolt, and then it sandwiches underneath that little drip edge. All right, so you've got this edge right here. Then they give you some foam. See this piece of foam right here? Go ahead, Rick. And you just center it. And this is for the bottom piece. You center it on the bottom of the drip edge. And then that way, when your bracket goes on, you're going up against that instead of the paint. So you can see I have one place right there. It's not tightened. I'm about to put the middle one on, and then we got the rear. So basically you pull down on this. You've got the felt, you've got the edge. Then you crank that up with the Allen and it really anchors nicely on the track. All right, beautiful. All right, let's go to the other side and do the middle. All right. I'm just putting some downward pressure on this. It really fits nice. It fits like a glove. At first, I wasn't too happy with this. I think the directions were just completely pathetic, but the black powder coating, the edging, the foam material to protect the hard top, I'm pretty impressed with it. It's actually quite heavy when it's built. I don't know, maybe 40, 50 pounds when it's all built. So we're just getting that anchored down. Okay, don't strip it, but get it nice and tight. And then we'll move to the front here and do the same thing. You can see the room that I have right there. So I'm just hanging down on this. Go ahead and tighten that one up. So what we did too is we took Rick's Freedom Tops off. They came off perfectly. So you can see from the Freedom Top, you can see the front face of the roof rack. Plenty of room, perfect. It was nice taking the JL Freedom Tops off because they're easier than the JK and they're much, much lighter. So he'll enjoy a nice ride home with the Freedom Tops off. All right, let's go do the front and the other side. Just taking a moment to hop up and show you how the rack looks from the top. Really quite impressive. Well made, fits nice. Boy, this Sarge Green 392 is stunning. No conflict with the glass window in the back. I think he's going to really be happy with it. Pick up some ratchet straps or bungees for any luggage or anything that he wants to strap up to this thing. You can see the horizontal racks right there. You could actually hook into them. Very nice. So now we're going to build a shelf. I think the next thing we're doing is we're going to build a shelf back here. He bought a shelf for the trunk area, so we'll see how that's going to go. Okay, one hook, H-O-O-K-E shelf, installed in probably 15 minutes. It's super beefy. It's got nice big bolts, lock washers. Grab your mesh kit over there, your tie down. Yeah, this thing is freaking solid. Couple bolts right there onto the roll cage. I really like this. He can still put stuff underneath, and then he's got a nice shelf, and then it comes with this big complex of nylon tie downs so you can tie your gear onto the shelf. All right, another look at the shelf. You can see how these plastic hooks just hook on the shelf at various spots. Then you have this elastic tie down basically, so all your gear, you can kind of adjust it too. You can adjust the nylon webbing where you see fit to have it best hold down what you have. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I don't know, what, a couple $100, Rick?
I don't know, that was a gift.
Yeah, really nice. I mean, it really mounted on the JL in probably less than 15 minutes. Here's a couple pieces. These are a couple plastic pieces that went on the roll cage that he just needs to save. You can see they've got those pins. They just pinch in there, but all in all, home run. So that's it. We're going to put his Freedom Top. He's got some brand new cases for the Freedom Tops. We're going to put those tops in the cases, and he'll, right here, look at this, brand new Mopar gear, and he'll get to enjoy a nice ride home with the Freedom Top off. All right. All right, Rick's shelf is done. Freedom Tops are off in the case that comes with the Jeep. Look at that roof rack. Pretty impressive. I like it a lot. So he's getting ready to head home. Then we're going to start working on the edge crushers, getting some new Bilstein shocks and a front steering stabilizer. So we're going to pull that over. Mighty V8, the 392. Couple nice mods. Rick's real happy. Couple fun projects, looks good. All right. Okay, we're underneath the edge crusher, and you can see that he has the original location of the steering stabilizer. So his vehicle has about 84,000 miles, so he bought a new steering stabilizer. So we're gonna We're not relocating it above the tie rod. We're just keeping it as it is, but we're going to be changing out this steering stabilizer. And then he bought 2 new front shocks, 2 new rear shocks, and he went with Bilstein, I think for 1.5 to 2.5 inches of lift. Chris runs a TerraFlex 2.5-inch suspension lift. Okay, 1 stock JK steering stabilizer. Couple 18mm nuts. That thing drops right out of there. Let's go see what he bought. Okay, new steering stabilizer installed. Very good, nice fit. We're going to take the front tires off and start working on the front shocks. Well, nothing's ever easy. Of course, that nut wouldn't come off. It was all rusted, so just took the Sawzall and clipped it. So the driver's side shock is out. And we'll get ready to put that brand new Bilstein in. Okay, the second front Bilstein shock. You can see the nut, that's the hardest part. A lot of times this little honeycomb material, you got to cut this out to get room to get a, in my case, a 17mm wrench on the nut. And then you got to take an Allen wrench and put it in there to hold the stud to stop the shaft actually from turning. And basically you want to tighten that up till you see these rubber grommets on each side compress nicely by hand. So that's really good. And then the bolt down there, 70 foot-pounds right there. So the fronts are done. I'm going to put this front tire on and we're going to head to the back. All right, you can see I already took the bolts out. I took the driver's side out. It's an 18mm head bolt that goes through there. And then up top, you can see the 2 holes right there and there. Those are 16mm head bolts. Okay, you can see that I've got this one hanging. Gonna get the impact gun in there and get those 2 bolts out and drop this other shock out. Okay, out with all the junk. These TerraFlex shocks have about 70, 80,000 miles on them, so we got them out. We can see we're gonna get ready to get these nice new Bilstein rear shocks in. So the rears are much, much easier than the fronts. All right, rear Bilstein shocks installed, front, new steering stabilizer, very good.